Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordan if you're new here. Today's video is going to be an update on the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Concealer. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. So I wanted to show you guys how I've been using the Pat McGrath concealer since my initial video that I posted. I still stand by that review 100%, but there are definitely some things that I have learned since applying it the first time around. So I'm going in with shade number 23, which I had in the initial video, number 23, and this is my highlighted shade. For the foundation, I normally use 28. I am not wearing the Pat McGrath foundation today. I am wearing a mixture of the Lip Bar with Makeup Forever Reboot because I find that they're a little bit more hydrating than the Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath actually wears really well in the summertime, and I feel like it's just a little bit too drying for me in this wintertime, even though I love the finish. But the way that it feels on my skin is a little bit more drying. So what I'm gonna go in with is just a little bit of the concealer. And let me zoom in so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I realized when I was watching my video that my zoomed in clip was missing from the video, which I really apologize about. I couldn't find the clip when I went back to try to insert it. So I don't know if I accidentally deleted it or what. But here I am doing the update with a more zoomed in application for you guys. So I am gonna start off with a little bit of this concealer. So as you can see, I'm doing like 4 little dots. So with the concealer, I do find that it is a bit sticky, just because of the texture. It's a thicker concealer, it's a little bit more emollient for that full coverage, and you don't need a lot. And I did say that in my video, and I said it in a pinned comment. I'm not sure if a lot of people saw that pinned comment, but I did say that less is more when it came to the concealer. Of course, first time applying the concealer, I just applied it like I would normally any other concealer. But as you can see, you don't need a lot when it comes to this one. So what I'm gonna do is actually use a damp sponge. This one is from e.l.f. This is the face sponge. And I like to go in with a little bit of setting spray on the sponge while I'm blending the concealer. I find that it blends way better for me, my dry skin, the way that I like my application with a damp sponge. If you wanna use a brush, go ahead and use a brush. But I like it better with a sponge. I've been wearing it since that initial review. I've been wearing it every day since that initial review, and I've tried it with both a brush and a sponge, and I like it better with a sponge. And I'm just gonna blend out my forehead and chin first. I'll just leave the under eye for a little bit. So as you can see, it blends pretty easily with the sponge. Now there's just some things that I wanna say, because I noticed like when your video gets a little bit more views from your typical audience, you get a little bit more critique, which is fine. I am fine with critique, but what I don't like is when I say certain things in the video, like I literally said something in the video and somebody will comment it like I didn't say it in the video, which is kind of annoying to me. Not to be mean, but it's kind of annoying. And then as well with me leaving a pinned comment about the update, I'm like, do people not read comments anymore? Like, you just went in and wrote a whole comment of something that I just said, but okay. That's fine. But here we are. I am starting off with the sponge in my under eye area, and I am blending the outer part of my eye first, and then the inner part. As you can see, that just blends up much better for me. Less is more. It's full coverage, so you don't need a lot. And I did plan on doing an update video even before I posted that video, because I knew that I used a lot. And I just wanted to post a video to show people my first impressions. Like every other video that I watched with the Pat McGrath concealer review, everybody used too much. And everybody said that they used too much. So I'm just like, what's going on? Like, what's up with these comments? Anyway, so here we are, all blended out. Same thing on this side. I am starting from my outer eye. This is what works for me. And I am going in with the remainder of the product towards my inner eye, which is the darkest on my complexion, the inner part of my eye. Now, with my video, I don't, like, was the video negative? I don't think the video was negative at all. I feel like I gave it a positive review. Like I said that I was gonna wear the concealer again. I thought it looked smooth, but it was just a little bit drying under my eyes. And I still stand by saying that it looks a little drying under my eyes because I have dry skin. So if something is gonna dry down a little bit more matte on me, it's gonna look more dry on somebody who has dry skin. And I prep my skin accordingly. I always prep my skin accordingly. So if I think something looks dry, keep in mind this is my skin, my experience with a product, it looks dry, okay? I'm going in with a little bit more right in the inner corner and just popping it up under the eye. So as you can see, I didn't place it directly under the eye. Just blending it upwards. Okay, so can you see right now? The way that I applied it, I used a damp sponge as well as went in with a setting spray to damp the sponge, and then I applied it, and I like this finish a lot more under my eye area. So this is how I've been applying the concealer since that initial review, since I've tried it with different application techniques, and I like it better with a sponge. Okay, so everything is all blended out. It looks bomb. I like the concealer. The concealer is good. I already said that the concealer was good. I felt that it was a little bit drying. It looks amazing. It looks good. Auntie Pat did her thing. We're going in with the powder now. So this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder, which I know is an under eye powder. I did compare it to the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which I love, by the way. And I know that this is an under eye powder. So I'm going in with my powder brush and this powder, which is amazing. It's so smooth, like so smooth. And we're gonna place that under the eye area. Okay, so that powder I use for my under eyes. You can see I am blurred. Everything is pretty smooth. It looks amazing. It looks really good. So what I'm gonna do now is just go in with a bit of my Sephora Collection Micro Smooth Powder just to lightly set the perimeters of my face and my T-zone. This is in the shade 60, and the shade that I had in the Pat McGrath powder was deep. So just a little bit of powder. I don't do a lot of powder at all. So right here I'm gonna bronze and just a bit on my nose. So this is what my under eyes are looking like at the moment. It looks really good, and I'll come back and I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end of the day. Alright guys, so it's the end of the night and this is what my concealer is looking like. So with this application process, as you can see, I find that the concealer looks much more radiant in my opinion. I think it looks good on my skin. I like applying it with the damp sponge with set-in spray before I blend it out. I feel like it works really well for me. I've been wearing the concealer since I purchased it, like I mentioned in the application process of this video, and I think that it is a good concealer. Like I mentioned before, I did think that it looked a little bit more dry under my eye area, and like I mentioned, I have normal to dry skin, so that is how the concealer works on my skin. So everybody is different. Everybody is gonna have different experiences, and I still stand by that initial review. I do like the concealer, so if you guys are interested in trying a concealer, I would recommend it. But like I mentioned, if you have dry skin, you're just going to have to take additional steps to get the concealer to look the way that you would want it to look on your skin. So that is gonna be it for my thoughts on Pat McGrath's concealer. So that's going to be it for today's video. Everything will be linked down in the description box down below if you're interested in trying anything out. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up because it helps me out. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.